All right, toy fans. So I'm here with another one of our reviews. Now we're looking at the Lumibricks slash Funwhole. Now this is under the Funwhole licensing, but as we know, Funwhole became Lumibricks. Lumibricks is the actual name of the company. We've looked at Lumibricks before. We've looked at the Haunted Mansion. We have built, oh my goodness, Deer Crossing, Skate Shop. A lot of these have been live builds, etc. So the Cupid's Box. There's a lot that we've done that's all Lumibricks. And so this is kind of like within their Street Fusion line. So it's the same line that houses the bus stop, same line that also houses the skate shop. I have a chili dog stand that I'll be building on live as well. That's also part of that same part of the line. They have like a record store and a bunch of other things that are within that line. Now, they have, not to be confused, Town Life and Street Fusion are two different sets, even though they are compatible with one another. Like the newsstand actually works fairly well with these. But we're looking at the Underground Dance Battle. Now, this is one that I had passed up many, many times. I had a lot of points with Lumibricks from buying from their site. Had a $20 off coupon. Got this for $9.99. This is, and I think it was on sale at the time because it was holiday pricing, but this is normally about $30, $35, give or take. 429 pieces. You do get two light kit pieces in there, so that's something to keep in mind. You get 5 minifigs, two light kits, and kind of a whole setup here, around $37, which is good. Okay. Now, we do have the smaller box that is it says Funwhole Delight Day and Night. We get the Street Fusion Underground Dance Battle, and then we get this whole scene here. Shows all the minifigures here at the bottom, which is actually pretty cool. We get Battle Ready, Bring It On. And there's nothing inside the box. It's not like the police car that had like diagrams. This is it on that one. Other than that, it's all like legalese stuff. And then we get, of course, the Funwhole Delight Day and Night on there. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing on the back. It's just a very basic small box. Now, this does have some options. So you do have extra pieces that you can switch out and customize with. And it's mainly in the lights. When we get into the lights, I'll show you what that looks like and how that works. Now, it's also modular in that you can mod it up with other things and, you know, switch things out so it doesn't all have to be on the same line all the time. Now, we do get, of course, our standardized booklet. This one actually has a lot of extra stuff in it. So it says, this is where raw talent meets street rhythms. An old factory's backlot, the ultimate dance battle stage. Riders pull up on motorbikes, parking under flickering street lamps. And they've got her on the motorcycle, but I always thought the old man was kind of like the motorcycle person because he's got kind of a motorcycle outfit. It says, as our DJ drops beats that hit harder than the city's heartbeat. And look, they're all dancing, they're having a good time. It says, the walls alive with graffiti and warnings scream rebellion. The floor where legends rise and moves tell stories. So there's quite a bit here. Something I thought was funny in the photography, there's a skateboard here that's just thrown up in the air, but there's no rider on it. But we get back to the next page and he's on the skateboard. So I just thought that was kind of fun. This is more than a battle. It's a celebration of street culture. Ready to step in? And then, we get all of our basic stuff here. Safety precautions, how to hook things up, how to build the minifigs. And there are standard Lumibrick minifigs. I know a lot of people don't like them. I happen to like them quite a bit. I think they're kind of fun. We do get some big printed pieces that we'll look at as we get into it. And for the most part, like the build on this is pretty straightforward. There was a one thing that I didn't care. Well, there's a couple things I don't care too much about, but when we look at the toy, let me bring those up. But of course, that's the book, that's the box. There's really not a lot else to say about the book and the box. I mean, you came actually for that toy. So let's take a look at the toy. All right, now this is our dance battle, underground dance battle. Now we do get this motorcycle. Now I've already altered this because I didn't like the way it was set up, so I kind of altered it this way. But you got cool motorbike here, rum. You got the old man here. Let's take a look at these minifigs. So each one does have printing on it, and they look pretty good. But he has like the motorcycle outfit. We've got our DJ over here. He's got, of course, a leather jacket. Looks like a Hawaiian shirt, some blue jeans. Thought he looked pretty cool, and he definitely fits the vibe of kind of that DJ, especially 80s style. We get this really cool lady here. She's got like the blue eyeshadow. It's very subtle, but of course you got the yellow boots, or sorry, red boots, yellow jacket. Got chains and everything on her. She's got the cool yellow pulled up hair. We do have this guy. Give me a second. I gotta pop him out of that the hair, and we'll put his hat on too. Now, originally I thought he was the DJ, but he is not the DJ. He is one of the dancers. So he's got this cool kind of tracksuit and everything, which I thought was pretty cool. Really good printing on these, by the way. They're excellent, excellent printing. And we'll put his hat back up here, and we'll put him back up here. He's doing a head spin right now. And then our last one is this guy. He does come with that standard skateboard, so it's just a black skateboard with kind of silver wheels, which is nice. But hey, I'm always good for having another skateboard. But then he's got this kind of yellow striped shirt. He's got glasses, really good printing. He does have printing on both sides. So, it's interesting because I don't always talk about the minifigs. I probably should at some point, but yeah, I like them. I think I think the way that they sit is troublesome, and I know a lot of people that bothers them because they don't actually sit on standard Lego stuff, but we're using standard Lego stuff to build chairs and stuff for them. But I do believe that they are starting to get better with how they seat them. Kind of like with the Cyber Bus, they made the seat a little bit easier to put the figure in. The figure's not going to fall out. It's just the other seats that weren't very good. Now, this set is what we like to call modular. Modular means, modular normally means it's all over the sides or it's modded. But this, in this case, is customizable. So you can actually take off the DJ section right here, which is pretty cool. You can also pop out this floor here. You can pop off this floor, and then you've got another wall over here. Now, I do love this dance feature. You've got like a little gear over here, and you can make them spin around. This keep clear printing is very, very nice. It's actually very cool. Of course, we get a tire and a piece of a street and another, spray can and everything, which is always fun. We've got this really cool back wall. Now, a couple things. I don't like having loose parts sitting in barrels sometimes. That tends to be something that I know the animals like to hit and destroy. So that's one of those where it's like I'm not too keen on that. Another problem that I ran into was this light does not actually want to seat correctly. So I might actually reach out to Lumi and kind of let them know what's going on and see if I can't get that replaced. But other than that, a lot of how they're putting the pipes together really cool. This is actually very nice. The barrier here, we do get that door. It's a printed door, but it is hindered by this here, so that the door kind of goes to nowhere. Because on the back, it's just kind of an empty thing, but we do get a door. So if we ever rebuild with that, we could use that. Now, there are some things to keep in mind. I did not like how this wire goes across. I felt like we should have had another thing seating across it to hold that wire down. So that's a bit of a rough area for me. These were kind of hard to put in, but they're actually whips. They're whips that are set up almost like barbed wire. Now, let's go ahead and we'll kick this on. And we'll take a look at the thing. Now, we do have with this, we've got these two lights. We have a pulsating fire over here. It's really hard to see, but there is a little bit of a fire, and it does like glow. It doesn't, it glows and dims and comes back. The way that these are set on, it's much like how we did the bus stop. So this would actually just kind of plug into place. This over here, same thing. It's got those teeth in it from the hinge plate. That would just plug into place. And you got to push the trash can back down. And that kind of sets one into the other. So it kind of rocks in there. Now you do have the option. You can actually bring this over here and put them on this side. Or you can bring them and put them on this side. I happen to like them on this side better just because of the way the structure's put together. But this set right here, let's kick that light on. Ah, there we go. So that way we can see a little bit more. So things I do like about this, I do love the fact that the wire is running up through this tubing out into the light. This is the same light that we got with our newsstand, which is pretty nice. We do have these little records, printed records on the rotating, was it plate with a rotation device on it. And then we have these that are serving as the record arms. We have the spin records back here. And we got this Funwhole sugar sign, which I thought was kind of cool. Really neat way of putting that speaker together. And then he's got like a drink or something down there. But this is a pretty, I think this might be my favorite part of this set. For sure, just because of the detail stuff, and it's really nice. Now, I like to plug mine up over here so we can kind of look at it as is. Now, this does actually work well with the other Street Fusion stuff, but you remember when I said that I had the plate that had the little hinge on it? Something I want to bring up because I decided to go ahead and I'm going to back this up just a little bit. I decided to go ahead and bring the bus stop over as well, okay? And we know that this one is also modular. We have it to where these pieces could break off and do all sorts of stuff. And we're going to kind of do the same with this. We're going to break this down and see, what combinations of stuff fit, how things work together. One thing to keep in mind, this and the other do not fit together. It would have to fit like this, and they do not line up. So this part, the hinge part, does not actually work. That's kind of a bummer for me because I'd like to have seen, like maybe these plates kick out, maybe do a thing where this could have fit to this sort of stuff, but it does not work that way. Instead, however, though, we can keep the kind of the standard sets together. We'll go ahead and click this on as well, and we'll take a look at all of this together. So we'll clip these together, but we won't put the back side on. This one will actually put our skateboarder back on here. Yeah, we'll put our skateboarder back on here. We'll put the dance floor back on. And we'll put this part of the street back in. But we will not put the DJ booth on just yet. So, if we wanted to take this and line it up. Now, these sides right here don't line up because of the way that the peg is put together. So that kind of limits us in some of the stuff that we're doing. However, we can fit it, I believe, onto the other side where these two go together. And so we can create a scene where we have these two pieces here together. But that does mean, though, that this one won't fit on this side because of how low it is, I guess, or how big it is. Whereas the DJ booth does actually fit on this side. So we could do a DJ booth here. This, I believe, also will fit to that side. But again, that seems just a little odd to keep it all together. Like, it seems like it would be more appropriate to have the DJ booth over here with these, with that part of the dance battle, and then probably just move this over to the other side. Honestly, I think, for me personally, I think it looks better to have the wall in and just kind of space them together. and then keep some room between that and the bus stop. But you can fit some of this together to create, I guess, like a little bit more of a scene if you want. You could, in fact, do that. Grandpa Motorcycle's hand keeps popping off, so I keep trying to fix that. So you could do that and have it to where it's all one big long thing. It just, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, it works, but it doesn't work. The wall being a backlot is just a little off. Um, all in all, like I really like the set. Like again, it's one of those that I like the set. I've having a lot of fun with it, but I'm not quite sure where to put it. Where I'm thinking about like my build and where I want to put things and this and that. Like it serves its purpose. It looks good. The build is pretty good, for being a small build. But the way that this is built up for the gimmick, the actual dance gimmick, the dance gimmick is great. It's fun, but it's also now high, like above levels of normally what you'd get, and just I'm not sure where it would go. Like where would I put this? I thought about, well, I could put it on the back of the skate shop, or I could put it here, or I could put it here, and it just certain aspects that don't seem to make sense. It's definitely a backlot sort of like item to Mill's play to put off in the back, but it doesn't have the focus of being something up front. This would look great on a shelf if you have a whole shelf that's going across and you have multiple things lined up, for sure. This would look great. Actually, it looks great with the bus stop. But then when you go back to the idea of having it like plated up with like the skate shop or things like that, it just doesn't fit in completely. It does stand apart. And that's one thing where it's like I like it. I'd like to see more of these sets. I like the idea of the dance battle. I love the DJ booth and everything. And actually, the way the DJ booth put together is phenomenal. I love that part. But we also didn't get, and here I'll pull it up for us to take a look at. Um, the DJ booth is actually really cool. And I enjoyed putting this part together quite a bit. But there was kind of like with the cash register on the skate shop, and that was something I think I dinged them for with the skate shop, is that we have all these wonderful printed parts, we got all these things, but the register had no face. This is a really cool DJ stand the way it's put together, with the spinning records and the antennas used as the record arms. But we didn't get any printing on this or this, which is where all the controls would be for your DJ booth. And it seems like that was a bit of a missed opportunity, very missed opportunity. And that would have been easy, easy, easy to do. But other than that, build wise, I mean, it definitely looks the part and it looks amazing. It's just, there's a few questionable things here and there where it's like, well, why didn't we get a printed brick on that? Like, we didn't necessarily have to have this, we could have had this. The boards in the trash can, I'm not too keen on. I'd like to see maybe a brick or something, or like even a wedge that was a studded wedge that would hang the boards out, just to keep those things from falling out, because they fall out consistently all the time. And that's something that kind of bothers me. Also, the way that this ground is here, it looks great, but the way that it's broken up, it doesn't fit with a lot of the sets really well. And I think that's something that's like, I love it, but it probably should have been more squared off. Bring it down, bring the plate out, sort of thing, so it's more squared off, in order to have what felt more like a part of the street. Excuse me. More of a part of the street than anything else. I like the door, but again, the door kind of an unnecessary part, but it's there. It's cool. Overall, I would say the build was fun. There's a few aggravating things. Some of the wire placement was a little aggravating. This not wanting to stud up has been aggravating, and the I know I said the wire. Oh, these whips to get them on. That was a bit aggravating because they're whips, they're coiled up, but you're having to unravel them and stick them on, and they kind of hold with tension. That was kind of an unfortunate part of the build, but all in all, pretty good set. So I got mine for 99. For me, 9.99, worth it. But I also used a $20 off coupon, and it was on sale. So this thing being usually at $35, is it worth it? Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's still at $35. 400, was it 490, 29 pieces? Okay, that's quite a bit of pieces, and a light kit, and 5 minifigs. That's really good for what you're getting. And again, no stickers, all printed parts. And you get 2 battery packs out of it. Now, that's something I want to bring up because I'm going to be putting the chili dog stand together here pretty soon. And something I noticed is it has 1 battery pack and then 2 places where there's lights. And there's something about the hookup I'm not too keen on. But I'm still going to put it together. I'm still probably going to love the thing, but there's something in it that I'm just a little apprehensive on, and that's just because I'm old and squirrely, and that's what I do. Now, the alternative that we talked about with these lights, and I'll show you. Before we go, we do end up with a few pieces and parts left. We do get this nice plate that's left over. That's what our keep clear comes on. And then the parts and pieces that we have left over. Of course, we got arms and that sort of stuff. That's all going to be left over. But you do get a chance on the lights. If you want, you can switch out the lights because it's just a white light underneath. Huh. So it's just a white light underneath. So you can, if you want. Oh, darn. I'm getting up close and personal, guys. All right. So if you do want, you can actually switch it out for an orange lens. So if you want it to be a little bit warmer and orange, you could do that. Or it also comes with a set of blue, which I have not done the blue yet. There we go. My fingers, sometimes these things are a little too large for me. So you do have the blue that you can put on, so you can make it blue. So if you want one red, one blue, orange, or blue, or whatever, you have that option to do it. Me personally, I kind of like the red. I thought the red worked really well, but you do have that option to switch those out. And yeah, I think it's well worth it in my opinion. I think it's a cool build overall. You do get some really nice pieces left over, though. There's a part of me that's wondering if I need to rebuild this because I'm not so used to having such important parts left over. But, you know, what do they say? C'est la vie, right? C'est la vie. All right, and that's all I got to say about the Funwhole / Lumibricks for or F9069. That's the Underground Dance Street Battle from the Street Fusion line. All in all, pretty cool build. Definitely, I think definitely worth it. I would just say that I will kind of keep us updated on that light because that was a kind of a sore point for me. But normally I don't have problems with their lights like that. So I'm thinking this just might have been one defunct bulb. And build wise, it should be kind of easy to switch those out. So I might be reaching out and saying, hey, got a problem, I want to fix it. Now I have reached out before about a broken battery pack. They replaced it. I reached out before because I had a 1x6 instead of a 1x5. They sent me another one. So their customer service is really good. Now I'm not talking about, like, I reached out to Lego for a part that was missing, and they got back to me in like a month and a half, maybe 2 months. This company, it's usually within, they usually send you an email within a day or two, and then parts usually going to be in about a week. So they're really good about what they're doing. And I think that depends on where you're at, but for me, it's been pretty consistent, pretty across the board. Great company. If you haven't gotten any Lumibricks stuff, definitely get it. As a matter of fact, if you want to get this set, down in my description box, I do have a link for Lumibricks. Click on that. That's my affiliate link. I believe there's a discount associated with you or with it there that you can get. First time buying, I believe it's 12% off anyways. Get this. Get it through my link. It helps out the channel. It helps me out. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit that like button. Hit the notifications so you get notified of anything that I get that comes up. And definitely comment. I like chatting with you all. That's kind of brings a smile to my face when I get to chat with you all. So that's all I got to say about this set. I think it's well worth it. Definitely get it. Get the affiliate link. Help out the channel. All right, everybody. Thank you all for showing up. I love you all. Jesus loves you more. There's nothing you can do about it. Good luck with the build and happy brick hunting.